Good morning, Gary Champion, psychic medium. Once again, I was on the internet the other day and I saw a quote I thought was pretty good. We are who we choose to be. I thought, well, that's pretty good because a lot of people maybe don't believe that, but I do. And then my guys came right back and said, we are who we allow ourselves to be. I thought that's more accurate. One's a famous quote. I don't know who did it. The second one is more truthful. We are who we allow ourselves to be. It's true, especially in the metaphysical world, that at some point, everybody who does this, usually in the beginning, holds himself back. Fear of retribution, ridicule, angry people. If you have abilities, you want to shine. You want to use them. You want to be. It's like anything else. I see runners running up and down the street here all day. Now that it's fall and the weather's nice, no one's out there saying, "What are you doing that for?" Something wrong with that. It says in some book somewhere that thou shalt not be running at this time of the day. You don't hear that. As soon as you're a medium or a tarot reader or a healer or any number of professions in this, you catch a lot of it. You catch a lot of. I don't, because I don't put up with it. It's and here's the thing to understand as someone who's gifted is that if these people find out that you're hurt by what they say, you might as well not do it. Being hurt by the things they say is their intent. Intent is to stop you from doing what you want to do. And this is how people get people to do what they want them to do. They ridicule them, hurt their feelings, and everybody that's in this field of work is very sensitive. I'm extremely sensitive. I just refrain from participating in it. That's what my guys are actually saying right now. It's not that that Gary's not empathetic and sensitive. He is. He just refuses to go there. I have to be this. Quite proud to do this for a living. And if I didn't need the money to do this, I'd do it for free. That there are mediums that do work for free because they're rich and they don't need the money. I have to make a living, so I have to do this. But I have to do this. I'm compelled to do it by the voices that I hear and the results that I get. So, but I talk to a lot of readers. They call, we talk about things, and usually it boils down to, why aren't you out there? At some point in the conversation, I'm going to say, why don't you put up a website, start doing some fairs, get involved, write a book, get a blog. I don't know what. Put up some videos. Then it gets real quiet. Say, yeah, I need to do that. Yeah, I should do that. Yeah, I'll do that. And you know they're not going to, because why wouldn't they have done it before? Fear of retribution is a big factor. For some reason, humans care what other humans think. it's a good thing and a bad thing. It, listening to people that have something, that think something and have something to say is good for everybody. But allowing their discussion or their talking about something like you in a negative way is not productive. It satisfies their little whatever ego trip or their righteous indignation. That's good 2 words. I just heard that. Righteous indignation. Thinking that they're right. And right's very relative to who you're talking to and what it's about. Because there's sometimes you're listening to an argument and someone says, takes money to make money. You say, that's true. That's true. And the other guy says, yeah, but if we don't have the money because you keep spending it, then we don't have the money to make money. He says, well, that's true too. They're both true. And there is no medium ground for me. Screw you. There's no medium ground. You want me to give up something I'm doing to make you happier? Go find something else to make you happier. Ride a bicycle. Take a class in cooking. Yell at somebody down the street that you don't like and see what that gets you. I know we have people in the neighborhood that are always yelling about somebody not doing this or not doing that, and that's all they're ever saying. These guys don't pick up their dog poop. Blah, 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 blah. This guy parks his car here all the time. Why are you telling me? I pick up my dog poop. I park my car in the garage. Why are you telling me this? And they do it so often that no one talks to them anymore. Complaining about mosquitoes. Well, that's me. I've complained about mosquitoes. We pay a fee here, and they haven't killed the same. I've killed more mosquitoes than they have. So, that's. I don't say it to everybody I meet, just my wife mostly. Kill a mosquito. Go down there with a hammer and kill a few. But these people who are always harping on something that they think is, and they have converts, people who hate metaphysical people. It's a large group. It's not a small group. It's a large group. Millions of people in this country. But you can't give in to it. Why? Because you have a right to be happy. You have a right to pursue whatever it is you want to do without fear of retribution. It's not in the Constitution, whether like the 15th or 24th Amendment or something. You have the right to pursue whatever it is you want without fear of retribution. No. People are petty. Can be petty. Someone corrected me. People can be petty. Their righteous indignation about something they believe because they read it in a book or somebody stood up and told them it was true 5,000 times, so now they believe it. And it's not just my group. This is the vantage point that I have. Gay people are terrible people. No. These transgender people, they're ruining the country. They're blah, 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 blah. Not really. Because they have a right to pursue happiness in whatever they want to. I think. They're not bothering me. What difference does it make? It's not my body. It's not what I'm not doing anything to anybody. They're just pursuing their own happiness. If they're not burning down buildings, hey, go to it. We have to allow people to be who they need to be in order to have peace in the world. Ideologies from one country to another Mm. Khrushchev back in the 60s said, "We'll bury you," to America. Yeah, and their whole system fell apart like a cheap watch. They've never recovered. They're a third world country. They can't feed their own people. Ooh, they're so tough. Problem with that is they got 8 million warheads, nuclear warheads. Ideology. Uh, we believe in one man rule. One man will tell us all what to do, and we'll just follow along like we always have. Not in this country. And it's okay if you want to live that way. I'm not saying you can't live that way, but I'm not going to. We are who we allow ourselves to be. Allow yourself to be different. Dynamic, understanding, sensitive. Uh, when I was growing up, sports dominated everything. Everything was sports. It shut school down for a pep rally. We got to support the boys. We got to support the football team. We got to support the basketball team. Really, it was football. Everything else was, you get what you get. And the macho guys would come in and strut around, and we're going to kill those guys tonight. We're going to win the game for you and the school. And I was a musician. I didn't care about beating anybody up or hitting anybody or knocking somebody down. No interest in it at all. But I played in the band to support the football team. Never saw them come to any concerts that the band did, saying, "We support you, band." See, it works both ways. Works both ways. Why should I go? And well, I was required to. That's why I went. Had I been given the choice to sit home and watch television, that's where I would have been. Might does not make right. Anyway, country's progressing. We're getting smarter and better. More people like me are popping up. And I must say that in the beginning of doing this, I got a lot of hate mail. I got creative hate mail. Long playing disc. You remember when the discs were around and playing music and saying how I was the devil, and they're just laughable. And there's one of them I was listening to one day from Florida, I think's where it was, and I knew that she had cancer. I knew it was a woman, and I knew she had cancer just by touching it, because she had touched it, and I didn't know how to get a hold of her. Because she didn't leave any address. She just mailed it with my address on it. I thought, damn, how can I track this woman and tell her she needs to get to a doctor, to a hospital? Because I also knew she didn't know that she had it. I knew where it was. I knew what it was about. And see, I can still remember. It still haunts me. And that was 20 years ago. But you get creative hate mail. And when you say, go screw yourself, they stop doing it. Because it's a waste of their time. Let's not do that guy. Let's do this sweet little girl over here who's really worried about things. We'll beat up on her and she won't be. I have met so many really, really good readers in my travels, and I've traveled a lot, all over the country doing shows, that were terrific, good as anybody, who would not get in the business. And I would say, you deserve this. You owe it to yourself to go up a website, get involved, do some shows. Very good, very great readers, but they feared retribution. But when you tell them, don't bother me, then they go away. There's no purpose to it. They love it when you quit. They stand around. I'm sure they dance around in a circle holding hands saying, "Look what we did." Yeah, you probably killed off someone's career, and they probably could have saved maybe 500 lives in their career being a medium. So you killed people. You didn't. You're not saving the world. You killed people. I may be the only person in the entire world with that opinion, but that's just my opinion. You squash people who are trying to do good, you end up with nothing. The world's waking up out there. Dogs are barking. Cars are starting up. People are going to work. And here I am drolling on about being metaphysical. Peanuts entered the room. He's looking out the window because he heard a dog bark. What a wonderful world it is. And there's a couple of things. I was sitting here the other day, and someone said Blake Shelton is headed for disaster. I have no idea what that means. And world politics as we know it is over. The politeness, the niceness is gone. There'll be no more of that. People won't sit at a table and shake hands and say, "How can we work through this?" What we have are people who are entrenched in an ideology, as I said before, and they're not gonna compromise. Food shortage is temporary. There's no shortage of food. You go in the grocery store and some of them are pretty bad. It's on the shelves, but there's no shortage of food. These people are buying tons of it up and storing it. They're interrupting the flow of goods to stores. We're not in the middle of this is not Armageddon going on. It's not the Third World War. It's something about Turkey, Iran, and Iraq. Still going to be a lot of angst there. And I'm going to predict within a couple of years we'll be embroiled in another little war overseas. They'll call it what was that word they used to use? Not a war. It's an engagement. It's I got a word for it. Conflict. They started using that one Korea. The Korean conflict. We don't want to say war. That's trouble. Because it was limited. And most of these engagements are limited. And they're ideological. They're not going to go throwing nukes at each other. That ruins the land for everybody, so why have them? I think Israel will try and stop everybody who lives in their area from gaining nuclear superiority in whatever way they have to. Gunfight at the OK Corral. It's about survival. It's how they see it. Now I'm into the stock market. I'm seeing stocks that'd be a good buy. I'm not going to get into that. And as I say, I've been saying electric cars are going to be the future. Not in their current form. What we're doing now is there's an introductory electric cars. And I've never ridden in one. Let me go down and get a free test drive. They love seeing old guys like me coming in. I want a free test drive. And then when they're not going to sell anything. It's going to be some kind of a Halloween surprise. I'm not sure what. Some kind of disaster or something going down. You'll know it when you see it. October surprise. I keep hearing it. Probably has something to do with the stock market and worldwide shortages of whatever. Some kind of new technology is going to come out in the area of shoes. And it's something like you go in and you put your feet into something, and the shoes fit your feet exactly the way you want them to. Like you step into something and the shoe is built around your foot or the pattern of your foot where the shoes fit exactly. Very, very comfortable. Right now, you sell a million shoes. You have to search to find a pair of shoes that's comfortable, it seems to me like. In the future, all that'll be different. It'll be automated. You step into a thing, you stand up, put your feet into a machine, and it will digitally recreate a shoe around your foot. That's crazy, isn't it? Woo, Gary's gone off the deep end this morning. Why they're telling me that, I have no idea. Shoe departments will change the way they do things. Everything's a custom order. That's strange. Very strange. Right now we make a shoe that sort of fits somebody. Your size 11 or 10 or 9, it sort of fits. But they're narrow or they're wider or they're long. They're just off or they're not comfortable in some way. Shoes of the future will be matched to your foot. I saw the other day that they put a kidney out of a pig into a human, and it works. I suspect it's a genetically altered pig. That the kidney has been genetically altered to simulate a human kidney in some way. And that pigs will in the future be having hearts like humans. They'll genetically engineer a heart in a pig that can be taken out and for some reason without rejection. They'll fit the profile of a human really, really well. I don't know if it's going to be a custom ordered heart or kidney, but we're close. We're close. I mean, and the weird part was that the person they put the kidney in was brain dead. They couldn't say, hey, I don't think I want this kidney. They were brain dead. They were just a body that the heart was beating in, and they decided to put a kidney in it. Shades of Frankenstein. We'll build a human. We'll assemble a human in our factory. Yeah, let's get that brain over there and zap it with some electricity. Strange world we're heading into. And I suppose if it were legal, which it's not, still may be doing, what they're showing me is not something I want to see, but they clone you and take parts out of that person. They never allow the brain to develop into anything. They just clone you and then harvest the organs as you need them. Kidneys, lungs, I don't know what all you can, liver for sure, heart. In order to keep living. Because one thing is true, humans hate to die. But I think that's where we're heading. I think that it'll become legalized to clone a human being and take organs out of it. Since you're identical, your organs will not reject. They'll be a perfect fit. Some kind of a factory or something where they take a DNA sample and they recreate you, and the organs are there for you to replace with. Sounds like a movie. Anyway, I go on all day with this stuff, but time's a wasting. I thought at one time I'd write another book about Future Glimpse. I wrote a book called Future Glimpse a long time ago. It's not available anymore, I don't think. About the things I saw at that time for the future, and just sit and write about what I see for the future. A lot of people don't want to know the future. It'll probably be a flop as a book. My books don't sell a lot of books anyway. They don't sell a lot anyway. One here and there. Future is secure in our thinking that it belongs to us, and William Shatner was right, and Prince William or whoever he is wrong. We're not wasting money going into space. That's where we're headed. I wrote a book about it, Leaving the Earth to Save It. I don't think it's available anymore either, but what would happen? Future glimpse about what would happen, leaving the Earth to save it, and all the things we would encounter in space, and genetic alterings, and fantastical book. And I think it sold maybe 6 copies or something. Had a big spaceship on the outside and some evolutionary figures, as like the caveman to human, something like that on the outside of it. It's a long time ago. But the future is out there. The future's not here. We're polluting this place so fast we're going to have to find some other place to go. I believe that's true. I believe it will happen. If we don't let naysayers say stop wasting money on spaceships and start blah, 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 well, that's the future. That's where we're going. That's where we have to go. We'll have no choice in it. Star Trek. Star Walker. It's the longest video I think I've ever done, but just you look and see I've got classes coming up the first of the year, a bunch of classes and new classes, how to manifest, how to increase your intuitive abilities, a lot of interesting classes. They're written and I'm polishing them, and they're on the website www.garychampion.com. No fear, no regret, no anger. Thanks for watching.